Hola, hola a todos. Perdón, también perdón por mi voz. No, es un poco más ronca de lo normal. Este, pero, bueno, no sé. Ayer, la verdad, les soy sincero, no estuve más nada pendiente de nada. O sea, literalmente todo el día anduve fuera. Tuve que ir a algo para pues medio lejos de mi casa y todo el día no anduve viendo cosas de Star Wars. Dejé un video programado para creo que como las 5 o 6 de la tarde de Cal Kestis y ya. Pero no vi y me siento un idiota porque no vi que ayer se filtró, bueno, no se filtró porque creo que la, el mismo, creo que Hayden Christensen y Ivan McGregor, no sé, la verdad es que no estoy tan informado, revelaron una escena, no sé si era el primer capítulo o del segundo, yo creo que va a ser del primero, igual que lo hicieron con The Book of Boba Fett, pero bueno, es básicamente un primer vistazo de lo que tenemos a Obi-Wan. Entonces, pues hoy, como es costumbre, voy a comentarlo. Perdonen que mi cámara esté apagada. Bueno, la voy a prender un momentito antes de, como siempre, antes de empezar con la video reacción. Hola, ahí estoy, todo bien. Y bueno, simplemente la verdad es que no lo tenía contemplado. De hecho, yo tenía contemplado una YouTube, ni un directo ni nada. Pero pues al ver esto, pues obviamente lo tengo que hacer, ¿verdad? No lo he visto así al 100% completo. Empecé a verlo ahí en Instagram y ya a mí se me quedó. O sea, la verdad yo me acabo de despertar y dije, ¿qué onda? ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué onda? Esto lo tengo que ver, ¿no? Entonces, bueno, ya saben que si apago mi cámara es porque mi internet está medio malo y así no se interfiere tanto. Es como el Zoom, ¿no? Pero pues en este caso la verdad yo no tendría para qué apagar mi cámara. Entonces, y la verdad pues les prometo que voy a hacer lo posible para que en la serie de Obi-Wan, tal vez no todo el tiempo, pero la mayor parte voy a estar así con la cámara prendida. Entonces, bueno, voy a apagarla para comenzar a compartir pantalla. Y nos vamos a compartir. Primero déjenme busco el video. No, primero que nada. Ah, ah, a ver dónde está. Por cierto, muchas gracias por el reciente incremento de los suscriptores. No saben cuánto significa, bueno, realmente no, pero o sea, sí significa mucho que alguien, pues quieran que no, esté viendo el video, que los vea, a veces los comentan. Muchas gracias a los que últimamente han estado comentando en los videos y también gracias al apoyo que le han dado a algunos videos. La verdad es que algunos sí me cuesta trabajo de hacer. El de la venganza de los Sith, la verdad, todo el día estuve ahí pegado para hacerlo. Y ustedes vieron que me tardé como, no sé, varias horas hasta las 11 de la noche. Entonces, déjenme ver primero si este audio sí se está compartiendo. No me vaya a pasar de hacer el oso de, ay, no se está compartiendo. A ver, déjenme ver. Vamos a ver. Sí, se está compartiendo, no pasa nada. Ok, entonces voy a buscar en mi historial porque lo empecé a ver así de... ¡Ah! Espérate. Ahí está. Y bueno, aquí ya lo tengo. Ahora sí, déjenme comparto pantalla. Bueno, no más que pase este anuncio, ¿verdad? Sí, es Hayden Christensen y bueno, McGregor. Ok. Compartir pantalla, compartir el audio del sistema, compartir. Digo. Ok, estamos. Voy a poner mi cámara por acá. Ahí está. Ok, bueno. Supongo que ya se ve. Entonces, bueno, esto lo voy a ocultar. Muy bueno.
I wanted to give you a sneak peek of our new series, Obi-Wan.
Espera un momento, es que...
Hi, Lorraine. We wanted to give you a sneak peek of our new series, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hope you enjoy it.
There's more to life than your farm, Owen. He needs to see that. There's a whole galaxy out there.
I'm asking you to leave us alone, Ben. I mean it.
Is he okay?
You don't care if he's okay. You care if he's showing.
It's my responsibility, Owen.
Well, I'm his uncle.
We talked about this. When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father?
Welcome back. That was rather lovely. It's an exclusive from Ewan McGregor. He's back as the Jedi Master in the new series Obi-Wan Kenobi. You can watch that on Disney Plus from Wednesday. That was
Esta
brilliant.
morra nomás empezó a hablar en el momento de más tristeza. En el momento de más tristeza, donde mis lágrimas ya se me estaban saliendo, empezó a hablar.
We wanted to give you a sneak peek of our new series, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hope you enjoy it.
There's more to life than your farm, Owen.
Yo creo que aquí está hablando de, pues de que Luke quiere ir a otros lugares. Digo, muchos saben que en los cómics, pues Luke en muchas ocasiones se pelea con el tío Ben porque no lo deja ni ir a la academia, de que le dice, oye, no, me tienes que ayudar en la cosecha o quién sabe qué. Y pues Luke sí se enoja. De hecho, cuando lo ataca Black Santan, Luke no estaba en ese momento porque se había enojado con él. Pero sí, entonces, a ver.
He needs to see that. There's a whole galaxy out there.
I'm asking you to leave us alone, Ben. I mean it.
Is he okay?
You don't care if he's okay. You care if he's showing.
It's my responsibility, Owen.
Well, I'm his uncle.
We talked about this. When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father?
Welcome back.
Y esta empieza a hablar, o sea, no manches. A ver, vamos a buscarla completa. A ver. A ver. No, pues nomás no la encuentro. Aquí está. No. Me vale.
Walmart. Lleva lo que quieras, vive mejor.
There's more to life than your farm, Owen. He needs to see that. There's a whole galaxy out there.
I'm asking you to leave us alone, Ben. I mean it.
Is he okay?
No, es el mismo, nomás grabado.
You don't care if he's okay. You care if he's showing.
It's my responsibility, Owen.
Well, I'm his uncle.
We talked about this. When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father?
Algo aquí a resaltar es es básicamente que Owen aquí sí es un hijo de puta total, pero no es como en el tráiler. Ya ven que en el tráiler decía de déjanos en paz, dice cuando llegue el momento tiene que ser entrenado. Aquí cuando dice cómo entrenaste a su padre, la voz está diferente, ¿no? Es algo que luego pasa. Por ejemplo, no sé si se acuerdan en 2015 con Kylo Ren, me parece. en el trailer de The Force Awakens, que tiene una escena ahí caminando en la nieve con la capucha y el casco y todo. Y al final no, pero bueno, aparte de todo eso, ¿qué más? Así, le dice Ben, ¿ok? Según lo que yo he, pues, oído últimamente, y lo digo así porque quisiera tenerlo, pero no ha llegado ni a México, es la novela de Brotherhood que acaba de salir, que según ahí se dice, bueno, se hace mención con Dexter y Dexter, que es el del restaurante ahí en Coruscant al que va Obi-Wan, en episodio 2 para preguntarle de los caminoanos y todo eso. Él le dice que algo de, bueno, no estoy así 100% seguro de lo que le dice, pero estoy seguro que menciona algo de que Sabine lo llamaba a Ben, de que lo llamaba Ben Kenobi. Y según yo, para ese entonces, o bueno, no sé cuánto cubra el libro, pero para ese entonces que se lo dice Dexter, Satine pues todavía estaba viva. Pero es algo importante que yo espero ver aquí en la serie de Obi-Wan, de que Satine lo llame Ben. O sea, imagínense tan solo ver, a lo mejor yo que sé, un flashback o simplemente su voz en un recuerdo de Ben, de Ben Kenobi. Porque aquí al principio, miren, vean.
There's more to life than your farm, Owen. He needs to see that there's a whole galaxy out there.
I'm asking you to leave us alone, Ben.
Ven, así de, déjanos en paz, Ben. Entonces, esto indica que aquí ya está usando el nombre, pues sí, su nombre de Ben. ¿Qué digo? O sea, también algo que me va a quedar la duda, pues es de que así de que dicen Ben Kenobi y luego Obi-Wan, o sea, no se esconde mucho del Imperio. Eh, pero, pues, muchos antes decíamos de cómo es que se llama Ben en su exilio en Tatooine y el Imperio nunca lo descubre. Bueno, pues aquí ya lo van a descubrir con Ben Kenobi, ¿no? Entonces, a ver.
I'm asking you to leave us alone, Ben. I mean it.
Is he okay?
You don't care if he's okay?
Vean cómo es un hijo de puta, o sea, Obi-Wan preguntando por su sobrino, porque pues es básicamente su sobrino, y este güey diciendo que es su tío, pero pues ni siquiera lo es, diciéndole que no le importa.
You care if he's showing?
It's my responsibility, Owen.
I'm his uncle.
We talked about this.
Y este güey así de, primero que nada, es tío, o sea, güey, tú no mereces el nombre de tío, el que merece el nombre de tío es Obi-Wan, no tú. Tú ni estuviste con Anakin.
We talked about this. When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father?
Ay, güey, como si él lo hubiera conocido mucho. O sea, güey, neta, sí. Ya me cago, güey. Pinche tío, güey. No más de Lázaro. Y eso no es nuevo. Siempre se la pasa haciéndole la vida de cuadritos a Obi-Wan. En los cómics.
There's more to life than your farm, Owen. He needs
Lo peor es que luego, en las novelas, la novela corta, la que yo tengo de episodios 2, que es cuando Owen hace su primera aparición cronológicamente en la saga. Es el único que entiende a Anakin. Y ahí sí, bueno, al menos en esa novela, sí se ve así como que Owen de, bueno, al menos es comprensivo. Pero aquí, güey, es un hijo de puta total.
to see that there's a whole galaxy out there.
I'm asking you
Vean.
to leave us alone, Ben. I mean it.
Is he okay?
You don't care if he's okay?
¿Saben que este video está en muy mala calidad? Vámonos al otro. La verdad, las cosas como son. Historial. Aquí está.
Hi, Lorraine. We wanted to give you a sneak peek of our new series, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hope you enjoy it.
Un momento. Esta misma sudadera es de los mismos videos, los otros, los que estábamos viendo hace como, ¿qué día fue? ¿El martes? Sí, fue el martes, ¿no? Tiene la misma sudadera. Creo que Hayden Christensen también tiene la misma. Pero Iwan McGregor, a lo mejor lo hicieron ese día, vatos. No sé. Creo que es una, como, no sé, como una conferencia. Bueno, no sé, quién sabe. A ver, vamos a ver.
There's more to life than your farm, Owen. He needs to see that there's a whole galaxy out there.
I'm asking you to leave us alone, Ben. I mean it.
Is he okay?
You don't care if he's okay. You care if he's showing.
It's my responsibility, Owen.
Well, I'm his uncle.
We talked about this. When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father?
Welcome back. That was rather lovely. It's an exclusive from Ewan McGregor. He's back as the Jedi Master in the new series Obi-Wan Kenobi. You can watch that.
Lo único que no me gustó de este video es la voz al final. La verdad, porque le quita todo el momento sentimental. O sea, hubiera estado mejor que lo dejan aquí. O sea, así de que le dice, como entrenaste a su padre y ya. Pero no, luego empieza con que, ay, esta nueva serie. ¿Quién se o sea, güey? Cállate. ¿No? O sea, sin faltarle respeto a la señorita que hizo el trabajo, pero, güey, estamos a punto de llorar. Por favor, guarda silencio.
Wanted to give you a sneak peek of our new series, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hope you enjoy it.
There's more to life than your farm, Owen. He needs to see that there's a whole galaxy out there.
I'm asking you to leave us alone, Ben. I mean it.
Is he okay?
You don't care if he's okay. You care if he's showing.
It's my responsibility, Owen.
Well, I'm his uncle.
We talked about this. When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father?
Welcome back. That was rather lovely. It's an exclusive from Ewan McGregor. He's back as the Jedi Master in the new series Obi-Wan Kenobi. You can watch that on Disney Plus from Wednesday. That looks brilliant.
O sea, vean, bueno, ya. Pues creo que eso es todo, ¿no? Eso creo que ha sido todo. A ver, vamos a ver qué más hay por aquí. Vamos a ver. Ok, sí, solo ha subido esto. Ok. Vamos a ver al inicio. También porque no quiero hacer este... Oh, a ver. Dijo hello there. Dijo hello there. Iwan finally said that Iwan McGregor had increased the most significant and Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
Hello there, Emma. I've just been told that...
Esperen, otra vez. Tenemos que repetir eso.
Hello there, Emma.
¡Oh! Hello there. No más. Otra vez.
Hello there, Emma.
¡Oh! No más. Por fin lo dijo. Otra vez. Ni siquiera he visto el video, pero hay que verlo otra vez, lo de Hello there.
Hello there, Emma.
¡Oh! Pues ya por eso nomás vamos a darle like.
I've just been told that you ran a Twitter account.
Otra vez.
Hello there, Emma. I've just been told that you ran a Twitter account just to announce the trailer of our show. Look.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
She posted every day since October.
Look at this one. I had a dermatology appointment today, so I can say the Kenobi trailer literally cleared my skin.
I love that for you.
Well, we appreciate that the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer literally cleared your skin. We truly can't wait for you to see the show on May 27th on Disney+.
Güey. Otra vez lo de Loader, otra vez lo de Loader.
Hello there, Emma. I've just been told that you ran a...
Pero otra vez.
Hello there, Emma. I've just...
¡Oh! A ver. E.T. Canadá. A ver, vamos a ver este. Guarden vez más tarde. Y ahorita vamos a ver este de Heidi Christensen, ¿vale? A ver, vamos a ver este.
My name is Hayden Christensen. I play Anakin Skywalker.
Ah, no. Son todas las preguntas que vimos el otro día, ¿no? A ver.
Jedi Knight, never a Jedi Master. Turned
Sí.
Darth
Güey,
Vader.
lo bueno de esto es que ya están volviendo con todo o sea, lo más bueno de las precuelas, por ejemplo. Lo de Caballero Jedi, nunca un maestro Jedi, o sea, güey. O sea, Hayden Christensen sí le sabe. Digo, o sea, obviamente le sabe. Él fue el que lo interpretó, él fue el que lo hizo. No, o sea, nadie más que George Lucas y el actor que hacen al personaje, o el director de una película y el actor que lo hace, sabe más que alguna otra persona. Entonces, pues sí. A ver, vamos a ver. Creo que nada más es eso, ¿no?
Lord of the Sith. A very complex character. He has a strong sort of desire for power.
Pero vamos
There's
a ver.
also a lot of...
Y se me trabó. Ahí está.
Well, it's very exciting for me too, being, 2 weeks away from when everyone gets to see it for the first time. I'm super excited about it because it's been a long time, since we finished episode 3 in 2003. It's been a long journey to get to this point where we're about to give the fans a new story, with Obi-Wan Kenobi at the heart of that, which is lovely for me. And everything about it was exciting and nerve-wracking, I suppose, before we started. I've got big shoes to fill in. I'm playing the role that Alec Guinness created in the 70s, and he's one of the greatest living, was one of the greatest living British actors of all time, and certainly a hero of mine. So the fact that I get to play the younger him is a huge privilege, but at the same time, I've got to get it right. I don't want to do badly by him. Great hands with
Wait.
Deborah.
O sea, Ewan McGregor no lo puede hacer mal, o sea, y digo, no lo puede hacer mal no como presión social, sino digo que no lo puede hacer mal porque literalmente es Ewan McGregor. O sea, él no puede, o sea, él no hace nada mal. O sea, él lo va a hacer bien. O sea, yo con que salga Ewan McGregor ahí, aunque esté nada más comiéndose una pizza, güey, yo ya estoy satisfecho. O sea, yo sí soy muy maleable con eso. Y con que salga así con Vader también, yo que sé, quitándose el casco y comiéndose otra pizza. Que le digo, güey, pásame otra pizza, una rebanada. Güey, con eso yo ya soy feliz. Sí, con solo que digas hello there. O sea, vean cuánto yo me emocioné con tan solo que diga hello there. Esta entrevista es hace como una semana, yo creo.
Directed all of the episodes, so really, it was like we made a 6-hour-long movie, and that's how it felt when we were shooting it. I got the privilege of working along with her through the preparation as well, because I was involved as a producer from the start. It's been a lovely journey to be here, just about to release it to the world, which will be exciting in a couple of weeks.
What was the emotion like that first day back on set with Hayden?
That was very special. I couldn't figure out why there were so many people on set. I turned up on set because we've been shooting for a little while before Hayden started, and just hundreds of people there, like standing around the set, and I couldn't quite figure. They're all standing behind. The cameras were behind me, and there was 100 people standing behind me too, and I was thinking that's weird. And then Deborah shouted action, and of course Vader appeared at the end of the street, and I went, oh.
Espera, ¿qué? Vader apareció. ¿Qué? Espera, esto lo tenemos que volver a ver.
Standing behind, the cameras were behind me, and there was 100 people standing behind me too, and I was thinking that's weird. And then Deborah shouted action, and of course Vader appeared at the end of the street, and
Oh.
So I went, oh yeah, of course, that's why everyone's here. They came to, the day one.
Vader al final de la calle. No sé la verdad si se está refiriendo a a que apareció de repente Hayden Christensen así sin grabar nada, pero estoy diciendo que Deborah Chow dijo, a ver, ya, acción, y apareció Darth Vader. Yo creo que esto es en Nur. Bueno, es que en Nur no hay calles. No, no es otro planeta, ¿cómo se llamaba? Inyu, algo así. El planeta donde va Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ahí a lo mejor es. Bueno, quién sabe, porque ya ven que ahí en el trailer dice, no puedes escapar de él. Entonces, o bueno, a lo mejor Reva lo llamó, llega Vader y Obi-Wan escapa la primera vez y Reva corre hacia él y dice, no puedes escapar de él. Nueva teoría. Nueva teoría para Obi-Wan Kenobi. No manches. Porque también ya han dado varios medios spoilers de cómo va a aparecer Darth Vader. O sea, ya tenemos que en una de esas va a aparecerle a Obi-Wan atrás de él y que Obi-Wan se va a espantar un buen. Bueno, Iwan McGregor se espantó, entonces por lo mismo yo creo que van a usar esa escena. Entonces, a ver.
With Darth Vader on set was a big deal. There was a real. The lovely thing about making these shows now is that a lot of the crew are like real proper Star Wars fans, and they've ended up working in cinema because they love Star Wars, and they've ended up working on Star Wars because they love Star Wars, and so you get a real buzz from the crew, which is really nice.
You had mentioned big shoes to fill in the form of Alec Guinness's shoes, but you're also kind of filling in your own shoes because you're in the middle of both of those versions of the character. Is the treatment that you've got with this version of Obi-Wan in line with the vision that you might have had of what he was doing in between all those years, before this became a real thing?
I don't think I thought about it when I certainly didn't think about it when I was making the original prequels. I think by the time we got to the end of episode 3, I pretty much was finished with it. I love being part of Star Wars. I love being part of this huge sort of legend, but they were so technical to make, and we had an enormous amount of green screen and blue screen, which I find very difficult. It's hard. In episode 2, I spent a lot of time off on my own on this journey where I discovered the clone armies being made, and I'm with these tall alien people who of course weren't there. So I spent just an enormous amount of time walking around, weeks walking around a blue set, acting to a tennis ball on a stick, or maybe even not a tennis ball on a stick, just to thin air. And it's technically very difficult. It's quite hard to do. So I think by the time it ended in 2003, I was like, okay, thank you very much. I'll see you later. And it's only really once I started feeling the appreciation for those films, because at the time when they came out, they were seemingly not liked very much. The critics weren't very kind about our films. And that's sort of the taste that was left in my mouth was a negative one from them. But over the years that have passed since then, I've realized I've met a lot of people who were kids when we made those films, really who we were making them for. And I realized there's this love for the prequels from the generation we made them for, who for them, our Star Wars films are their Star Wars films. And that means a lot to me. So that's been nice over the years to start to feel that, even if it's years later.
Very cool.
Güey. Espérate, no. A ver, vamos a ver qué otro video hay. ¿Cuánto tiempo llevamos de...? Llevamos media hora. Todavía tenemos tiempo. Ya ven que lo estoy tratando de hacer más o menos de 1 hora.
War Thunder es el juego histórico
No,
de acción.
no me importa tu pinche juego de mierda. A ver. ¿Este será el mismo? A ver. No es el mismo. A ver, vamos a ver esta, vamos a ver esta. ¡Oh, Rexy! Rexy, ¿qué haces aquí?
I never thought I'd ever get to do this in my entire life. So seriously, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you.
Oh, it's my great pleasure. How is it in Chicago today?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. We gotta have you. We gotta have you out. This is a live. This is a live window behind me, not a video.
It looks beautiful. Yeah, nice.
It's so good to see you again. I was wondering if you could think back to the 6-year-old Ewan McGregor who saw Star Wars for the first time back in 1977. How you would explain to that kid?
Este güey no pierde el tiempo, luego. O sea, le dice, nunca creí que llegara este momento, pero bueno, ¿cómo crees que este güey?
In the face, ignite a lightsaber and take them on. How would you explain?
Beautiful, yeah, nice.
It's so good to see you again. I was wondering if you could think back to the 6-year-old Ewan McGregor who saw Star Wars for the first time back in 1977. How you would explain to that kid what it's like to stare Darth Vader in the face, ignite a lightsaber, and take him on. How would you explain that moment to a 6-year-old Ewan McGregor?
I don't know. I mean, I think back to that day. I remember standing outside the school with my brother. My mom and dad picked us up in the car to take us to the big city to watch our Uncle Dennis in a movie. And that was as exciting as anything had ever been, you know, in our lives, to see him on the big screen. And then it was Star Wars, you know, it sort of blew our minds. I couldn't have imagined that I would become part of that legend. It really meant something to me, as it did so many people. You know, the world of Star Wars became a very real place for me. I watched that first film so many times. When you know, we got a video recorder. There weren't video recorders when it came out, but when we got one, we had a copy of the film and we watched it till there was just, you know, we bled the video out. There was no picture, just colors anymore. We knew every line of it. And it meant something. Like, I still, when someone says Star Wars, is still the first flash in my mind, I think, is R2-D2 and C-3PO walking through the desert, sort of arguing with one another, you know? There's just flashes of Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia, Chewbacca, Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill. I don't know. It's very alive for me. So to be part of it is insane.
Is there a moment that Alec Guinness got in the original trilogy that you would have loved to perform as Obi-Wan?
I'm totally affected by him in everything I do. Since I did the first prequel, it's been this case. I always think about him. I didn't know Alec, and I never got a chance to meet him, but I'm an absolute fan of his. He was really one of Britain's premier actors of all time. He's really an extraordinary talent, and to have any sort of link to him is an amazing privilege for me. And so I've always have him in my mind when I'm playing the role. I like to hear his voice when I'm saying the lines. In this one, I'm closer to him in age. I mean, not really, but a little bit closer to him in age, right? And so I'm able to even maybe borrow a few of the things that he does in the New Hope. So you'll see. I'm closer to him this time.
There's a moment in the prequels that I think to this day, after 11 films and countless TV series, is one of the greatest moments in the history of Star Wars. And it's the moment on Mustafar when you, as just a heartbroken Obi-Wan, you scream to Anakin, you were the chosen one. And I'm curious what that scene meant for you then when you filmed it, and how does that scene influence your relationship with the character of Obi-Wan and even Darth Vader today? Because that scene just breaks my heart every time I see it.
It's so odd. Like, my memory of making the film is so different from the experience of watching it, you know, because so much of it wasn't there. We weren't really in a lava field, you know. It's just, I don't remember it very much, but I know what it means now, and I can see this, how the scene feels and how it makes people feel. So I'm happy we were able to make it work. It's a challenge for the actors when you're only on a green screen. You know, it's now on this TV show, we have this huge LCD screen that surrounds us, and the backgrounds are played onto it, and so it makes us feel like we're really there, which is a step in forward, I would say.
Well, Mr. McGregor, they're giving me the wrap. I had 1,000 more questions for you. I wish I had time to ask you. I just want to end by saying thank you, sir. I was 9 when my parents took me to see The Phantom Menace. I was raised on Star Wars, and just the theatrical experience of the prequels. They're cinematic moments I will not forget. So I just want to say thank you for Star Wars. Thank you for what you gave Obi-Wan, and thank you for being such an amazing part of why I love movies. So I appreciate it.
Este man está diciéndole a Obi-Wan, a Iwan McGregor, todo lo que nosotros quisiéramos decirle. Rexy. Ahí está Rexy. Vean a Rexy. Vamos a ver qué más. En el de Vanity Fair no han sacado nada más.
Está usando su agencia WordPress
Me
para
vale,
construir sitios
güey.
web. Eso es como cortar un pollo con una sierra de mano.
Well, I don't know if I'm.
Do you do any vocal warm-ups?
I love a vocal warm-up. Oh, I'd like a proper cup of coffee and a proper copper coffee cup. Give me the gift of grip.
Ok. No, no han sacado nada más. No han sacado nada más. A ver. No, como vemos este. Nomás para recordar viejos momentos.
Hi, Janie.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
And your name?
Ewan.
Ewan. Where are you going to be in the movie? Are you
The young Obi-Wan, I think.
Yeah.
I hope.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put his hair just like yours.
Are we ready?
Ready?
Are we sure that this isn't a terrible mistake?
Are you scared to death?
Oh no, I'm really looking forward to it. I love
What
it.
if my dad
This is the biggest one.
decides
This is the
that he wants
highest
her
one.
hair longer
If he
again?
decides he wants it longer, then he can wear the wig
Sorry?
and play the part. It's thick, see, Scottish hair. It really goes in really thick and tight.
Oh,
Thickest hair in the world. Highlanders.
I like that length.
It's nice that it stands up,
Yeah.
but it shouldn't look like he has been to a barber shop at all. The most difficult part is to not go too far, just go straight enough.
Yeah.
It's the biggest trap people fall into in these kinds of movies is they go too far.
Yeah.
how about that much?
It's fine. Don't get any more though, Katie.
Will it just be braided at the top part?
I sort of think it's better if it's braided all the way down. In essence, it's a symbol of a learner.
Mhm.
It's got to have, when we wrap the bottom of it, if we do wrap it, we could wrap it actually in little colored threads. There's got to be some significance in maybe that wrapping of how many years where you are in the training process.
Yeah.
Well, as a rough start, I think that's a good length. But I do think we should rehearse some sword fighting and stuff with and see what happens, how far we don't want them to get in the way.
Nice, huh?
My name is Ahmed. I play Jar Jar.
No manches, tenía dos.
Just slow it down here. One more than lunch, huh? One more with feeling. Let's just do that. Ewan picked it up in a flash, and now it's I think faster than any of us. So this is a Ewan McGregor lightsaber. We have to it goes through one fight. We're gonna have to get stronger ones made. They don't make lightsabers like they used to. Darth Vader's was lilac. It's not blue.
Right. I thought his was always red, and
red. And the other one,
Skywalker's was kind of
yeah, but it's just off blue.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, there you go.
Have a look in here.
Ahí está la frase.
Oh, you bastard. There's something in show you.
Un momento, vamos a ver. Espérate. Espérate, a ver. Aquí.
was lilac. It's not blue.
Right. I thought his was always red, and
Oh, red.
and
But the other
Luke
one,
Skywalker's was kind of
yeah,
red.
but it's just off blue.
Yeah.
A ver, vamos a ver. Ahí está la casa.
Have a look in there.
Vamos a analizar los sables de luz.
Sorry,
A ver, miren. Kit Fisto. Ya, así de pronto. Kit Fisto. Este parece de Luminara. Este es el de Qui-Gon. Este es el que terminó eligiendo Ewan McGregor. Este, si no me equivoco, es de Shakti, creo. Creo que sí es de Shakti. Y este parece como de Barry Sophie. Sí parece como de Barry Sophie, ¿no? A ver.
There's something in show there.
Which one's this?
So that's the one I've been playing. Is that the one you like?
See, that.
I've been waiting for this for weeks. I've been thinking every morning. I say, I wonder if it's today I'll get to choose.
No, that's nice because those hurt your bones. Some of that might be a good one for Liam because he's taller. You like the black? Something like the black.
There's something nice
Oh.
about it.
It is quite stylish. Shut up.
This is my favourite one.
That's the one.
Yeah, thought you might pick that one.
That's its favourite for hanging, and that's what we're fighting with, isn't it?
I know we're fighting with that and it's this, but
you never see that.
and also in terms of length, which is important also, isn't it? Although the popular belief is that length doesn't matter.
Oh, it does.
But that's all right.
Yeah. How's it with a little 12 though? Yeah, I see, don't do anything.
That's all right.
Haz más trucos, haz más trucos. Hácelo bien y
That's the one, isn't it?
spin.
I think that's my one.
I think that is nice though.
What if I just grabbed onto it?
Grabbed onto it.
Oh, right.
So you fell off there, hit that, rolled over and managed to hold onto it, pull yourself back onto that level and look as though you're about to do a Superman from there to here. Good. What we're trying to find out is the best way to have you actually bounce yourself onto there in a graceful Jedi-like move.
Yeah.
66 Echo, take 1 A and B cameras. Come on, Mark.
So, yeah, so get a plank, just a scaffold plank, we'll push you. Throw you up into it. Get your feet on there, Bill.
Here we go. 166 Echo, take 5 A and B cameras. Come on, Mark. And action.
3, 2, 1, go.
XD. Ahí reparca así como de XD.
Take more time with that elbow. Yeah, good. Nice elbow.
Do you want to do Star Wars this then? I said, you're fucking right.
It's the last day of principal photography. 1, 2.
We're not framed up at the moment.
And we're coming down now.
Apocalypse No Shot.
All right, let's get ready to shoot this, please.
XD.
Qui-Gon's defiance, they sensing you need that, we do not. Agree with you, the council does. Your apprentice, young Skywalker, will be.
In terms of liaising with actors, making sure they know when they're coming into work.
Far too early for this shit. Here we go.
Órale.
Turn over. Turning. Speed. 27 Echo, take 2 A and B cameras.
It was extraordinary to stand in front of the mirror with all my wardrobe on and stuff. Because I was Obi-Wan Kenobi, you know, and it was quite a moment for a young man. I just think...
Un momento, aquí hay que hacer una pausa. ¿Ven el outfit aquí de Obi-Wan? No sé si lo vean. Bueno, pues, bueno, ya no lo veo. Aquí para yo lo que... Yo cuando iba como por, yo qué sé, como por segundo o tercero de primaria, yo era fan, así absolutamente fan de Obi-Wan. O sea, bueno, no era fan así de, wow, no manches, me sé todo sobre él, o sea, no, porque realmente no sabía mucho sobre Obi-Wan, pero me gustaba mucho el personaje. No me gustaba el de Iwan McGregor. Yo recuerdo que él junto con Luke Skywalker eran así mis dos personajes favoritos. Anakin también, pero Anakin como que no me gustaba tanto. Bueno, no, al contrario, sí me gustaba. Recuerdo que sí me gustaba. Pero me daba así como de pena decirlo, así de, no manches, me gusta Anakin. No, así como de que me daba pena, porque decía, no manches, se van a burlar de mí. Porque en ese tiempo, pues, las películas apestaban cañón. Y el que me gustaba era Obi-Wan. Y recuerdo que muchas veces yo para disfrazarme de Obi-Wan solamente me ponía una capa, así un color carne. Y yo en ese tiempo practicaba taekwondo. Y y recuerdo que fue como por como 2012, creo. 2012 que que me empezó a gustar Star Wars y yo justamente ahí también empecé a practicar taekwondo y recuerdo que mucho que el uniforme se parecía mucho al de los Jedi y, y yo decía, no manches, no, pues así sí soy un Jedi y como veía tan parecido al de Obi-Wan de episodio 1, yo luego me sentía Obi-Wan de episodio 1 porque la verdad no me gustaba tanto el Obi-Wan con barba, la verdad. Me gustaba más así el Obi-Wan de episodio 1, ¿no? El que, el que era más así como más jovencito. Ese me gustaba más porque pues yo no tenía barba. Y no me gustaba así los personajes tanto con barba. Qui-Gon Jinn también era así de mis favoritos. Pero bueno. Y recuerdo que luego me compraron el sable de luz. Bueno, más bien cuando salió no me acuerdo cuál fue. No, sí, ya me acuerdo. Fue de uno de Anakin, de, pero esos de plástico, eh, así de plástico para niños. Me compraron uno de esos y yo estaba así súper emocionado. Y luego, pero luego quién sabe qué le pasó a ese sable. Ya no sé dónde quedó. Pero después, ya, no sé, unos 2, 3 años después, cuando salió Star Wars Rebels, que la verdad a mí no me gustó, pero me gustaba mucho el diseño del sable de luz de Ezra, porque yo decía, no manches, o sea, combinaron una pistola o sea, un blaster con un sable de luz, y entonces yo, recuerdo que de mis últimas fiestas, que fueron, bueno, de mis últimas fiestas de cumpleaños, una fue Star Wars y yo me vestí de Obi-Wan Kenobi, pero yo traía el sable de luz de Ezra, porque recuerdo que de esos, no sé, yo tenía como unos 9 años, creo, 9 o 10 años. Y recuerdo que de esos también sacaron el sable de luz del Inquisidor, del Gran Inquisidor. Y pues también, con el sable de luz del Gran Inquisidor yo me sentía Darth Maul. Porque no me llamó, digo, o sea, sí, Rebel sí, a lo largo de los años mejoró, pero no sé, no me gusta tanto, así como otros. Entonces, sí, un dato curioso, yo me sentí Obi-Wan. A ver.
The great costumes. I think Ewan looks fantastic in this.
You look good in yours.
Sorry,
You look fantastic. Because of what Star Wars movies meant to me when I was a kid, you know. I was about 5 or 6 when the first one came out, so they're more than just movies to me. You're familiar with it because it's Star Wars, the same world. It's the same world as what it is, with new characters, you know, younger characters. But it's great. It's the same kind of fairy tale characters, you know, that make it work so well.
The first day was pretty, awesome for me to walk.
Jedi are like negotiators. They aren't people that go out and blow up planets. They aren't people that shoot down things. They're more of a one-to-one combat type.
Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm George. It's great, isn't it?
Así yo me vestía, así, pero si se fijan, este está como color carne y el que yo tenía era color un color blanco, porque ese es el vestuario, ¿no? De taekwondo, pero miren. Yo recuerdo que de niño tenía una versión pasada a este Obi-Wan. Déjenme dejo de compartir pantalla tantito. Yo tenía una versión así como este Obi-Wan. Y si se fijan aquí, el pecho como que yo decía que estaba descubierto. Y como a mí me decían en taekwondo de que el pecho tiene que estar descubierto, no tienes que traer una camiseta ni nada abajo. Entonces yo decía así, pues no manches. Entonces así yo me tengo que vestir. No manches, con el frío de Ciudad de México ya se imaginarán cómo le sufrí. Luego, para colmo, cuando se me ocurrió hacerlo por primera vez, era como por noviembre, para bueno, a finales, recuerdo que la primera vez que me disfracé de Obi-Wan, así como tal, fue en Halloween, que yo me quería disfrazar de Darth Maul, pero no me quedó no tenía el traje. Entonces dije, ni modo de Obi-Wan, aunque Obi-Wan no dé miedo. Y recuerdo que fuimos allá a un como festival, yo recuerdo. Fue como un festival, así esos que luego hacían en el Zócalo. O no recuerdo si fue específicamente en el Zócalo o fue en otra parte, pero fue por ahí. Y yo recuerdo que yo iba de Obi-Wan. Y yo me puse mi traje de taekwondo. Le mentí a mi mamá de que yo sí. Ay, se me está acabando rápido. De que yo sí llevaba una camiseta, porque pues, a esas alturas uno sabe. Recuerdo que no era el 31 exactamente, era como el primero, segundo, era un día de muertos. Pero seguían haciendo así de calaverita y quién sabe qué. Entonces yo me disfrazé de Obi-Wan. Me menté a mi mamá de que sí traía una camiseta y no manches, así un buen de frío. Yo me estaba tapando así. O sea, yo me sentía Obi-Wan así en camino, así todo, como envuelto en tamal en su capa. Envuelto como un tamal en su capa. Entonces, yo sí, pero todo por esta figura. Después me di cuenta después analizando más, dije, no manches, pues sí, este man trae más. Y yo como menso ahí con mi uniforme así congelado, así, ayúdenme. Historia graciosa. Pero bueno, voy a volver a compartir. Ahí está, voy a apagar mi cámara tantito y a ver.
Yeah, in the original, even if they don't think they can do it themselves. But I think through doing this,
The first time we were rehearsing these fights,
so it's the most exciting thing I've ever known. To have my own lightsaber, it's cool. There's not many people can say that they have one.
Right, so what is it again from
Yeah, just that run the lot. We were blessed with both you and Liam. I think that they could relate to it very easily. And it's got such a particular style of its own, really, the lightsaber fights. So I don't know, it just all came together. I love it. I've really enjoyed it.
do their thing as well as they can, and I think it makes a big difference on the screen.
We could see immediately physical skill. He was incredibly disciplined, and the amount of work that this guy did.
Do it slow. You go like that. Now you gotta kick it. Now I don't even think if you did it with Stumpy hard, and you see the actor struggling in the fight sequences.
With graphic fights that.
I was always the youngest ones, and I'm now not. So he's constantly telling the Jedi Order that Anakin's not ready to be sent off on an assignment on his own. He says that his abilities have made him arrogant, and that's not a good thing to be. It's dangerous, and then they don't listen to him, and we all know what happens in the end. Well, there are Jedi rules, you know, and one of them is that you don't fall in love, and he breaks those rules. Other Jedi's have other ones, but that's the one, isn't it? And it's made.
Whereas a Jedi normally would have to be much more in control of the situation. They're like marshals in the Old West. They're the keepers of the peace if things are resolved.
I think Obi-Wan Kenobi is slightly more sedate.
Sorry.
He's much more confident now. It's 10 years or so past, I think. He's become the master, not the apprentice anymore.
Obi-Wan, his fighting style is much more by the book, even though he's obviously very skilled.
He has got extraordinary balance and hand-eye coordination. But yeah, it's a long process, and not just them getting the moves, but them keeping the character.
Kenobi.
Coming down.
Bit tall.
Everybody falls for the strong Simon.
George went ahead and shot all of his actors in front of blue screens, and we're creating the noise.
If Anakin and Obi-Wan are riding in the speeder, we're on them. The track is just unusable. It's record for the actors to come in and repeat their performances.
They 77 checks, type one.
Boba, it's your father.
Okay, now we've cut. Wow. And then showing it to Susie. That's it. Hey, window.
Well, here we are. It's the last day of shooting on episode 2. It's been a fun time, good crew. So I'm going to see just what kind of shots can we do with these figures and how hard can we push it.
Then we take the voice actor away, and he has to do the scene, pantomimes the scene.
The guy who's creating that character, create their responses off how you respond to their responses that aren't there. It's a night.
¿Cuánto llevamos? Ok, faltan 2 minutos. Pasa ya prácticamente 1 minuto. Bueno, a ver. Ok, 1 minuto en sí. Vamos a ver.
May the force be with you, Anakin.
Ahí está la pobre Gorni. Ayer tu Sakura. Ahí está el meme.
With no means of escape.
Well, the arena scene in the picture starts.
We've got match moves that have come from the place that they shot on live action. I can now.
There's been rumor that it's a drink, I think. So sometimes the dialogue comes out just backwards. It's a ridiculous process. Right now, I've always wanted to have my own ship, and he gets one and he gets to take off in it on his own adventure in this one. This is cool. Obi-Wan Kenobi's worried. Anakin's a bit headstrong and
overconfident. I've always wanted to have my own ship, and he gets one and he gets to take off in it on his own adventure in this one. A bit like Luke Skywalker does in his X-Wing when he goes to find Yoda. They're like two old friends who've been together a long time and who spend too much time together.
Obi-Wan's Jedi fighter is actually one of the very first ships now that we're starting to see.
Ok, bueno. Creo que ya, bueno, ya es una hora, pero bueno, espero que este video les haya gustado. Ya sé que los últimos no tuvo nada que ver, pero bueno, espero que también lo hayan disfrutado. Espero que hayan disfrutado cuando Obi-Wan dice hello there. Pero bueno, espero que les haya gustado. No olviden suscribirse, darle un like y nos vemos en la próxima. Adiós.